Oh, Blitz, you're such a liar. Why are you always lying? Cue that meme. I actually don't, because we'll probably get a copyright strike. But regardless, yes, indeed, you guys did your end with the last My Hero Academia video that I uploaded, which was of Deku, aka Izuku Midoriya. We had customized him, and I have to say, I was so exceptionally blown away by your reception. So I went into the comment section of that video and was like, wait a minute, we're already at 1,200 likes, which was insane. So thank you guys so very much for that support. But then as I was scrolling through the comments, I was like, wait a minute, we need to come up with what we're designing next, because you guys have already passed the 1,000 like mark as we had agreed upon. So I went down into the comment section, and the top comment with the most amount of likes was from tgoat06, who said, oh yeah, this is the best custom yet, which thank you so very much for the compliment. I don't know if I agree, but thanks a lot. And then you said, can you make Todoroki next? So challenge accepted, my friend. Todoroki is next. Now, of course, don't forget, guys, if you want to get a shout out on the next video and you want to see another My Hero Academia custom, please do not hesitate to hit that like button. We're going to go on ahead and once again aim for 1,000 likes. As soon as this video hits 1,000 likes, like I promise you guys, if it hits 1,000 likes today, I will record the next episode tomorrow. I guarantee you guys. I know that it took a little bit longer with this one because honestly, I didn't even expect it to do as well as it did. So thank you guys so very much for that support. Now, with that in mind, we're building Todoroki. So we're going to set him up as a hero status. I'm trying to think, where should we place him as far as abilities? Maybe put him on the crime syndicate. I guess it doesn't. You know what? Maybe we just have no affiliation for now. All right. So obviously, we're going to enter Todoroki. I don't think it's going to give me enough letters to enter Shoto Todoroki, right? So it'd be Shoto, and then Tio. Whoops. Tio Doroki. Did I spell that right? Because I feel like that's wrong, but I don't know. I hope I spelled that correctly. All right, so we have the name figured out, which is excellent. Now, as far as personality-wise, ooh, I don't know. What heart do we give him? Because we could go with the fire side, we could go with the ice side. There's definitely aspects to this character that are going to be difficult, like the hair being multicolored, and then also the scar on his face, which, of course, if you haven't watched the show, check it out, because it was definitely quite messed up as to like why he is the way he is. But outside of that, I really do have a lot of cool ideas for this design where I think we could do a good job of making him look super cool. So as far as the decision making for this, I guess we could go possibly maybe with just a red one. So it's kind of a in between the orange and the blue maybe. Although I guess orange and blue would maybe combine into purple-ish maybe, right? What color would it be? So maybe we'll go with purple. Let's do that. We're going to set his health type to be standard. Then a voice and all that, that's really no concern. Speed is regular. He is not a speedster character. As far as pose, I guess maybe we should go with cool, because he is quite cool, that's for certain. And then for the pointer, we're going to go with this one, because, again, he seems to be a much bigger fan of his ice side than his fire side. So we're going to go with the Captain Cold pointer. Okay. And when I say fan, I'm just trying to avoid spoilers for the actual show. So that's why I'm prefacing it the way I am. Okay. So abilities and all that we'll run through in a second. Or actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just go through them real quick. So ability-wise from over here, I really, again, it doesn't really matter as far as like specifics here. So you can choose and pick and choose which ones are most applicable to him. Maybe Acrobat, I think, would be good. And then outside of that, I think he would be pretty good at technology because he is quite smart. He doesn't have super strength. Chlorokinesis would not apply here. He doesn't have X-ray. He doesn't have the graffiti ability. He could maybe have hazard protection, actually, because he would be able to use like ice and things like that to get around it. We do not need scaling for this guy. We will have a double jump for his abilities. So maybe something like that. So that's cool. And then we've got to pick our actions. So this is where things are going to get difficult because there's so many possibilities here. So I guess the first thing we need to do, can we pick how he fires out? Okay, bolt origin. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's do the left hand first, which would be the fire side. So that needs to be orange. And we're going to... Oh, wow, that actually looks pretty clean. That first one. So that he could create fire bolts. And we'll set this as heat bolts or fire damage. Then we're going to go over to the circle side, and we're going to go into bolts. And we're going to activate that. We're going to go into bolt style. This one has to look like an icicle, and I think that one would work. So let's go with a light blue, dark blue, light blue. Ooh, that looks clean. There we go. Then we're going to set this one to be ice bolts. Brilliant. And we need to change this to the right hand. So there we are. Okay, that is pretty clean. So that's a pretty cool idea, I think, overall. Then we're going to go for the hold ability, which I think what we could do... Oh... You know what? I think we could make some cool happen here. So there we go. And the way we're going to adjust that is make that an ice explosion. And we're going to make... Dude, this guy's going to turn out so freaking cool. I cannot wait. Actually, I'm trying to think if that looks good with the colors. Explosion effect. Can we control that? No. That looks pretty clean. Ooh. Okay, that looks most ice-like. Although it kind of looks electric as well. But I think if we adjust the color a little bit, we could get it. There we go. Whoa. Okay, I think that looks the best. There we go. Okay, so that'll be another ability for him. And then we're going to go over here, go for the hold ability. Once again, go for another explosion style here. This one we're going to adjust a little. No, I don't want to do the ground pound. There we go. I think that will look sweet. And then we need to make sure that this one looks more like fire. Wait, are they all electric? Sure looks like it, doesn't it? Like, it doesn't seem to actually be changing the explosion effect. Okay. Well, maybe you're stuck with certain limitations there. Let's see. There we go. I mean, that still looks clean. Dang! Yo, I'm actually so stoked for this. I think we're going to do such a good job with this. Okay, so that's all the ability stuff done. Now we get to the actual character design, which, again, like I said, there's only a few aspects I'm really concerned about because I think we could really do a good job with this one outside of that. So I guess step one, on the arms, he has short sleeves, so this should be pretty easy. All we have to do is just select a dark blue color, or maybe... I think that's a little bit too dark, so I feel like that's good there. And then sleeveless look. Then we're going to go for the hands. We're going to adjust that as well. I'm not sure about that voice. I'm not sure what just happened there. That was a little weird. Moving along. Now, for the legs, again, should be easy. We could do something as simple as, again, simply make that dark blue and make that white. Because he does have kind of white. They're a little bit off-white boots, so maybe we could do... some like that, since they're not perfectly white for the design, or maybe even something like that, which I think actually looks clean. So we could do that, but before we even jump to that, I just want to take a look. Maybe there's a better option, another character that has, you know, white boots. So maybe we could use that, but I don't know. I'd like to scroll through, because maybe we'll get better texturing on the actual character model. Let's see what is available. Actually, I'm thinking now, and I feel like there might not be any characters that have or wear white boots. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. Oh, actually. No, that would not work. No. What changes color on this? Yeah, the leggings. Okay. Well, I guess we got to go with our initial look. So, that's good. At least we kind of saved ourselves a lot of trouble by already figuring out a pretty decent counter look, which I think is pretty cool. So I think that looks quite good. Now, for the hips, we do want to pick a belt, and he has like a grayish sort of belt. Or sorry, like, it's kind of, I don't know, beige color, I guess I would describe it. So this orange one might be, yeah, it's too orange. Although it does look really nice. It kind of works because it has a lot of pop and color to it. So it's a kind of a decent option here, honestly. It's not super accurate in terms of color. I think the first one was a little bit more accurate, but at least that one looks like a belt. So I think we might still go with that orange one, honestly, because it at least looks the most accurate for the most part. No, that won't work, because that's just plain. Okay, yeah, I think that orange belt, honestly, surprisingly looks the cleanest. So, ooh, actually, sorry. Just one other idea here. Nah, the gold doesn't really stand out enough. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. So even though it's not orange, it's kind of yellowish, the belt that he has, it should still work. So there we go. Now for the suit, or the actual like costume, this is where things get a little bit more tricky again, because it's not just a plain blue costume, although I wish it was, because that would make things a lot simpler. Ooh, okay, that's not a bad one. To be honest, we got kind of lucky there. That actually does look pretty cool. Okay, you know what? I'm realizing now the orange belt really does stand out like a sore thumb. So let's adjust that. Unfortunately, it just stands out way too much. So I feel like that will be a little bit more of a blended look. Now, torso. Back to that we go. So let's see what we've got. So ideally, we want something where there's like kind of, I don't know how to describe them. Maybe shoulder straps, I guess, or how you would say that. Because he has these like two white or gray shoulder straps going along the attire, so that's sort of what we would want to do. If this wasn't orange, we would honestly be able to use that and then just change the hip color to be what is it called, blue, and it would actually work really, really well, oddly enough. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. We could use actually a torso where we still have a tool belt on the actual torso and then just change the hip color. So it's not really necessarily the worst idea here. For example, this is almost exactly what we need. We just wouldn't want to have the strap going across the chest, the mesh behind the chest, and of course the orange color, because that's a little bit wrong. But outside of that, really not a terrible concept design. Let's see what else we can find. We're just going to scroll all the way up first, then start scrolling down and see if we could come up with something that looks really, really cool. Wonder... no, that does not look great. I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see if it would turn out pretty decent. Now, that's actually kind of cool looking, but again, a little bit more busy than it needs to be, so not really something necessary. This looks cool. I think it's kind of a neat concept, but not quite as accurate as we'd like. You know what? I wonder what this one looks like. Nope, definitely not going to work for us. Ooh, what about this? Okay, that could work as well. That's actually an option, I would say. That's one of the runner-ups right now. I actually really love the way that the Deathstroke torso piece looks. Like, I think it looks super clean. But the problem is, again, belt is completely the wrong color, and we'd be introducing way more colors than there typically are on his costume. So we're trying to be still accurate, not only in the way that it looks, but the colors that we use. So obviously, trying to balance both of those variables is very difficult. So we'll see if we can. I think this is also a pretty decent solution, actually. I will say that much. I think it actually could work. But let's keep scrolling and see if we could actually locate something even cooler or even more accurate for this particular design. I wonder what this would look like, actually. Not great, unfortunately. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's not accurate at all. Not even a little bit. Okay, let's see. I wonder what this would look like. Okay, this is interesting because it kind of gives you the shoulder pad things. Or not the shoulder pads, but like the arm gauntlet things. But then he gets a giant belt, which he's not supposed to have. So that's not going to work. Let's keep scrolling. This could look decent. I'm not going to lie. If he didn't have those pouches on the front, man. If he just didn't have those ridiculous pouches on the front, this legit would work. Why did he have to have that, man? Why did they place those there? Seriously. Like, legitimately, this would look so good. This would have worked perfect, this one right here. Because it has the little straps. We would remove the belt. I mean, I would say probably this one is still the best looking design we've seen so far, for sure. As far as accuracy and stuff, it's definitely pretty close. This looks super cool too, actually. Again, wrong with the lettering, but the colors are correct for the most part, except for the things around the shoulders. There should be gray instead of what they are, but it actually does not look bad, seriously. That's another decent looking design. Whoa, we've already run out of designs. Okay. So things have now been made difficult because we have to decide. I think the two best looks we've seen is actually this one. And hold on a minute. I know people are like jumping to conclusions with this one, but I feel like it will make a big difference if we change the hip color to just be blue. Because I think that really helps the design a lot and helps it like come together a lot better. Or, of course, the other variable we could use, or the other component we could use for this one, is actually this torso. And I think that that looks pretty great, too. You know what? I think this one looks better. And it's a little bit better in terms of accuracy for the colors and everything like that. So we'll go with that. Okay, so now comes the most difficult aspect of this character, and that's the hair, because we need basically a hairstyle where there's two different colors, which I don't even know if there's a thing like that in the game. Well, actually, I guess false advertising, because we could go with this. Unfortunately, this would be not something that many people who are fans of Todoroki would be happy with. Whoops, we even flipped the colors the wrong way. There we go. So it looks great if we didn't have the big giant ponytails all around, so now we have to figure out how to make his hair look like that, but actually be a different hairstyle. So that's going to definitely prove to be a difficult task. And I don't even know how we could possibly do that. Oh, never mind. Solution provided, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be perfect because it's not going to be the smooth hair on... How is there two colors selected here? There we go. Wait, I'm so confused. Okay, so that works, and then that works, right? So we could do that. And it's a little bit of a wild hairstyle, but at least we get something closer than the Harley Quinn haircut. I wish, honestly, in the best case scenario, it would be amazing if we could have just like taken, let's say, this hair and done two different colors on there, or like two different shades. That'd be amazing. But obviously, there's certain limitations that we have placed upon us, so we have to kind of play within the rule set given to us. So let's adjust things accordingly. I think that that looks pretty clean. I feel like this red's a little bit too bright, so that's why I'm not going with it. And I feel like that looks a little bit more balanced. Okay, so shockingly, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Now we have to figure out the face. So ideally, we're looking for a character that will have a scar over his left, I guess, eyeball. So if we can find someone like that, that would be tremendously, tremendously awesome. So this... This is interesting because this character has like scars. Oh, but it's kind of all over the face. Yeah, so that wouldn't work. Okay, let's keep scrolling. If we notice something where the left-hand side of the face is scarred, then we've got to take that option. Again, something like this works really well if it was the other way, where like the face was scarred on the other side. It would have worked well. Unfortunately, it is not. So that won't work very well, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm just trying to pay attention to like any character that might have some sort of markings or anything like that on the left-hand side of the face. The other thing we could use is actually, instead of the presets, use one of the custom-made heads. So we could try that too. And I definitely will give that a go. Because maybe we could come up with something that will look a little bit more decent. Because again, this is a crucial component of this character looking correctly. And for us to do a good job with this guy, we need to make sure that that's present there. Okay, so that's an interesting look. It's way overkill because it's not supposed to be that scarred, but I guess it's an option. I guess in theory we could also use that, but again, that's a lot more scarring than it needs to be. So let's try the preset heads and see if we could possibly somehow incorporate something from one of these characters. I don't know if it's likely, but we can try, and maybe it would work. I'm almost thinking... It's like, yeah, good job, bro. It's about time, you almost thought. What if we did something like this? Let's see. Because I know that that's the female heads there. The wrinkle colors, face decal. It's not going to be... It's not going to work. It's not going to be big enough for the scar there, right? Darn. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we could use like an eye patch or something like that to create like the effect of the scarring. Maybe? No, of course not. Of course not, because there's nothing here that goes on the left-hand eye. All of them, except for this one, I guess. So technically, we could do like a red effect sort of there, right? I don't understand why there aren't any of the custom heads up here, like the male ones that have like scars and things like that, so that we could like try to replicate that. Because if something like this, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, man oh man. So if we pick like that, well, I don't understand what's changing colors here. Oh, the eyebrows change colors. Okay. Is there wrinkles here on this character? I don't see anything, so I don't think so. Okay, how do we do the scarring on the eye, man? We could do this, I guess, like I said. But that just looks awful, legitimately. That just looks terrible. So, based on that, I think we have to go with no damage at all there. Because, again, there's just no way to make it look even decent. I feel like, again, the Two-Face expression here, that's way too much scarring. And like, I just don't think that it looks accurate whatsoever. I'm trying to think if there's anything else where we could possibly make it work. So I'm just going to scroll through real quick again, and maybe, just maybe, something like, you know, jumps at me and I'm like, ooh, that could work, you know, and maybe it would sort of look decent, but no. Man, this is tough. Because it's such a, like, even a face like this, right, like where there's like a marker around the eye, we don't get anything like that where we could just use another tool to like create an effect around the eye. So that really, really, really does suck. Because if we did, we obviously could have done a very, very good job with this. That looks terrifying, so that's not going to work. So no. Again, we could use this one maybe, because at least it kind of gets you the scarring and everything like that. So it sort of kind of works, but not really. So I'm not sure how I feel about that as an option. And the only other one where we could use is maybe the, what is it called? Sorry. The other look we could, or the other perspective that we could try here is maybe the Two-Face one. But again, the Two-Face one is like way more scarred than it needs to be. So we could do this again, but I don't know. I just feel like we don't really get anywhere near what we're trying to accomplish with any of these. Let me just, before we call it a day, because again, I'm just trying to do my very, very best with this one. I know that this one's taken way longer than the other one. I'm sorry about that. But I really am trying to do my very, very best to make sure we do a good job with these. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I could possibly come up with. There's just nothing. There's like nothing here that would even remotely be close. And that really, 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 really sucks, because I'd love to be able to say like, oh yeah, there's a solution for this, but it's just, there's nothing. You know, and we can't use a mask because, again, if we use something like a mask, it's going to recolor on both parts of the face. So that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. No. Definitely no. The monocle doesn't work. So as much as it sucks to say, but I think we're going to have to just keep them plain like this. Now, we're not done yet, because I do have one other cool idea for this guy to make him look that much cooler. So we're going to add some glow. We're going to add like a flame effect. Whoops. Over there. And then the right hand, we're going to go with that. And I think that will really, really, really create a very cool dichotomy for this character to have. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Shoto Todoroki with the fire and the lightning effect. He's got lightning there. He's got fire attacks. Whoops, right there. He's got fire blast. And he's got ice blast. Okay, that didn't change colors. That's good to know. It's like, hey, he's got a fire blast and he's got a fire blast, because apparently his ice has been underpowered. But ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Our second character from My Hero Academia has been designed, and it is the one, the only Shoto Todoroki. Let me know what you guys think of this design. I'm actually genuinely curious to hear your opinions and thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of this look? Should we have used the Two-Face face? And of course, leave suggestions for what character we should create next in LEGO DC Supervillains Forum, My Hero Academia. Let me know down in the comment section below. Have an absolutely fantastic day, guys, and I'll see you all later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.